हेलो एवरीवन। हमारा आज का टॉपिक है न्यूमेरिकल प्रॉब्लम्स विच आर बेस्ड ऑन कोलिगेटिव प्रॉपर्टीज। सो बिफोर डिस्कसिंग द टॉपिक्स वी शुड रिमाइंड द फार्मूला ऑफ these properties. There are two conditions. One, when solute is a non-electrolyte, and the second is that when solute is electrolyte, that is it undergo association or dissociation. So in this case, the first formula of delta P upon P naught, it is known as relative lowering of upper pressure. It is given by delta P upon P naught A in solvent and mole fraction of dHb. In this case, delta P is lowering of vapor pressure, P naught is solvent's pure state vapor pressure, and this is mole fraction of solute. But if solute is non-electrolyte, it will be valid. If solute is electrolyte, then we have to modify this by adding here 1/2 factor. It will be equal to I into mole fraction of solute. Similarly, for elevation of boiling point, delta Tb, which is given by Kb into molarity, M is molarity. If solute is electrolyte, then we have delta Tb is equal to 1/2 factor I into Kb into molarity. For depression of freezing point, delta Tf is given by Kf into molarity. But for electrolyte, it will be changed to delta Tf is equal to I into Kf into molarity. And for osmotic pressure, pi is given by C into RT or N upon V into RT. But for electrolyte, it will be equal to I into CRT. So we have to add here 1/2 factor. Now one more thing, how we identify that which substance is electrolyte and which is not. So it is very simple. Those substances which are acid, base and salt, they generally ionize in solution and they are electrolyte, like common salt, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, magnesium bromide, acetic acid, sodium hydroxide, etc. Means you have to identify that acid, base and salts, they are electrolyte. But those substances which are very common here we use, like urea, glucose, sucrose, protein molecules, these are non-electrolyte. Because most of the question you find examples of solute which may be urea, glucose, sucrose, protein, and here we find KCl, MgBr2, NaCl and NaOH, KOH, acetic acid. It is final. So we have to be very careful in this thing. Second thing is that in this formula we use temperature in terms of Kelvin, but in the other formula there is no need to convert into Kelvin, because delta Tb or delta Tf, it is difference of two temperature. and difference of two temperature will be same either in Kelvin or in Celsius. So now see some problems based on these topics. Now this question says that what mass of sodium chloride, which has a molar mass of 58.5 gram per mole, must be dissolved in 65 gram of water to lower the freezing point by 7.5 degrees Celsius. The freezing point depression constant given is 1.86 for water, and you are also given Van 't Hoff factor, which is 1.87. So first of all, write those values which are given here. You are given molar mass of solute, which is 58.5 gram per mole. You are given gram mass of solvent, which is 65.0 gram, but you are not given gram mass of solute. You have to find it. You are given delta TF, which is 7.5 degrees Celsius. Again listen, it is difference of temperature, so in Kelvin it will be same, that is 7.5 Kelvin. It does not mean that we have to change it into Kelvin by adding 273.1 degree 1.3 degrees Celsius. So in this question, delta TF is given you 7.5 degrees Celsius, and same will be in the Kelvin, because it is difference of two temperature, not the absolute temperature, and difference between two temperature will be same either it is in Celsius or in Kelvin. Then you are given Kf, which is 1.86, and you are also given Van 't Hoff factor. So in this case we use the formula delta TF equal to I into Kf into molarity, that is gram mass of solute upon its molar mass multiplied by 1000 upon gram mass of solvent. So now put the value. It is given you 7.5, I 1.87, Kf 1.86, gram mass of solute you have to find it. Its molar mass you are given 58.5, and gram mass of solvent is also given, which is 65. So now we have put the value and find the WB. It comes to be 8.199 gram. So the main thing is that first of all, read the question carefully, then write data you are given and check which thing you have to find. And again, never convert delta TF or delta TB from Celsius to Kelvin or Kelvin to Celsius by adding 273.15, because difference of temperature is same whether in Celsius or in Kelvin, because most of the people do mistake in this part. They convert this difference into Kelvin or Kelvin to Celsius, and that make the question incorrect. So please take precaution at this point. Now the next question. So in this question you are asked what mass of solute should be dissolved. In such problems we have to find either mass of solute or molar mass of solute or delta TF, delta TB value. So mostly, otherwise everything is given and you are asked about Van 't Hoff factor. So now the next question. See this question. The question is that calculate the freezing point of an aqueous solution containing 10.5 gram of magnesium bromide into 100 gram of water, and you are given its molar mass and Kf. Again, listen here. MgBr2 is an electrolyte, and you are not given here van-'t-Hoff factor. So when you are given a salt, but you are not given van-'t-Hoff factor, then we have to assume it that solute is 100% ionized. And if it is 100% ionized, then van-'t-Hoff factor I will be equal to number of particles in which one molecule is dissociated. Means suppose you have taken here MgBr2. So in aqueous solution it will give magnesium ion and 2 bromide ion. So the value of N will be here 1 plus 2. This means 3. और आप पीछे पढ़ चुके हैं कि अल्फा इक्वल टू क्या होता है I minus 1 upon N minus 1. And if solute is 100% ionized, then alpha will be equal to 1. So if alpha equal to 1, then I minus 1 upon N minus 1. So in this case, it will be 1 only when I and N are same. Or write this, that N minus 1 equal to I minus 1. We cancel the 1. So what we get? I equal to N or N equal to I. So if solute is electrolyte and it is 100% ionized, then I will be equal to N. So if you are not given van-'t-Hoff factor, neither it is asked to find the van-'t-Hoff factor, then we have to assume it that the solute is 100% ionized. So in this case, you can see here we have taken I as 3, Kf you are given, Wb you are given, Wb means mass of solute, Mb you are given, and W you are given. So you have to find it delta Tf. So now put the value in this formula. Delta Tf is equal to I into Kf into Wb into 1000 upon Mb into Wn. So if you put these value in the formula, we get delta Tf. Now delta Tf is fine, but you have asked about the freezing point of solution. Now it is depression in freezing point of solution. It means when we add solute to water, the freezing point of water is decreased now. So what we do? We have to decrease this value from the freezing point of pure solvent, that is water air. So you know it is in Kelvin. So now we take Kelvin scale for freezing point, which is 273.15, and it will be now decreased and we get 271.56 Kelvin. It is a new freezing point. If it is in Celsius, there is no problem. You can subtract it from the 0 Celsius, then the freezing point will be minus 1.59 degrees Celsius. Okay. So now the next question. You are given here a problem based on vapor pressure of solution. In this question you are given vapor pressure of pure water is 17.535 mm of mercury at the given temperature 298 Kelvin. You have to find the vapor pressure of water at same temperature when we add 25 gram of glucose in this. This means this amount of water. So first of all, what is asked here? It is asked vapor pressure of solution. So now we know the formula. which we have to apply here, that delta P upon P naught A equal to mole fraction of solute, or P naught A minus Ps upon P naught A is equal to mole fraction of solute. So now put the value here again. We can write this equal. You can see here P naught A upon P naught A. So we can write this as 1 minus Ps upon P naught A. It will be equal to mole fraction of B, or Ps may be equal to 1 minus Xb by exchange of terms into P naught A, and 1 minus Xb is mole fraction of solute, and we know that mole fraction of solute plus solvent is equal to 1. So 1 minus Xb will be equal to mole fraction of solvent. So it will be equal to mole fraction of solvent into P naught A. So now you are given the gram mass of glucose, gram mass of water, and upper pressure of pure solvent. So by putting these values, we can find the Ps. It will be equal to moles of water upon moles of water and moles of glucose. So now if we write the formula here and put these values, you can see here Ps is equal to P naught A into X. This is the value of Ps. It is gram mass of water upon its molar mass. It is gram mass of glucose upon its molar mass plus gram mass of water upon its molar mass. So finally we get the answer, which is 17.44 mm of mercury. So now see next question. In this question you are given an electrolyte which is 19.5 gram. Solvent is water, it is 500 gram, and you are also given depression in freezing point which is 1.0 degree Celsius. Now you have to find your water factor and dissociation constant of the acid. Kf is given and density is given. The purpose of density is that when you have to find dissociation constant, which is given by K, you need molarity of solution. So to convert molarity into molarity, we need density. Or you can first find the molarity of solution. How much? देखिए यहाँ पर दिया mass of solution, which means mass of solvent plus mass of solute 500 and 19.5. It become equal to 519.5 gram. From density we can find volume. So density is given by mass upon volume. So volume will be equal to mass upon density. So it is equal to 462.18 ml. Now from this volume and this mass and molar mass of this compound, we can find molarity of solution. So it is mass of solute, it is molar mass of fluoroacetic acid upon volume of solution. So molarity is found to be 0.541 mole per liter. Now we come to main topic here, which is calculation of water factor. You know that delta TF is given by I into KF into M. So we know delta TF we know Kf and we also know molarity because we are given the mass of solute and mass of solvent and molar mass. So I will be equal to delta Tf upon Kf into m. So if we put the value and rearrange the equation, then we get I is equal to 1 into 78 into 500 upon 1.86 into 19.5 into 1000, and I comes to be 1.0753. It means it is very less ionized in solution. Now we can find alpha from this, because to find the Ka value, alpha must be known. Alpha is given by I minus 1 upon n minus 1. यहाँ पे m हो गया by mistake, इसको आप n ही पढ़िएगा. So what will be in here? It is fluoroacetic acid, and fluoroacetic acid will ionize to give this CH2F and COH. So it will give CH2, CO negative ion and H positive ion. So in this case, N will be equal to 2. And we know that alpha is given by under root K upon C. So first we find alpha here. So alpha is found to be 0.753. So Ka will be equal to alpha square into C. It is alpha square into C, and the answer comes to be 3.07 into 10 to power minus